Hello and welcome to the Polo Show, the program that brings you some of the best action, interviews and features from one of the most spectacular sports on the planet. Coming up, we are in beautiful Thailand for the best of the action from the Thai season. There's the Silver and Gold Cup finals from Dubai. We meet one of the top women players in the game. And we'll be in the Sunshine State of Florida for the thrilling Gauntlet of Polo. So first up, to Wellington, Florida, where the battle was on for the richest prize in the history of the sport, the inaugural Gauntlet of Polo. For the coveted CV Whitney Cup, USPA Gold Cup and the US Open. Each competition is a milestone in itself, but for one team to win all three titles and claim the combined $1 million, that is the ultimate prize.
The Gauntlet of Polo is a new concept. It is a high-stakes tournament series that consists of three of USPA's most prestigious tournaments: the CV Whitney, the USPA Gold Cup, and the US Open Polo Championship. It is the ultimate challenge that the USPA gives to the 16 teams that have entered this tournament. 16 teams, 3 tournaments, 1 champion. It's survival of the fittest, where the best players in the world come together with their finest horses to battle head-to-head to prove who's the best. And when you include $1 million in purse, we really have seen some outstanding competition.
The first Gauntlet event was the CV Whitney Cup, and after some grueling clashes along the way to qualification, it was the teams of Pilot and La Mojitas who made it through to the final, on the iconic US Polo ASSN field. The Pilot side, led by Curtis Pilot, who made his first appearance of the competition in the final, Matias Gonzalez plus Facundo and Gonzalito Perez edged into an early lead in the opening chukkers. The fourth chukker was crucial, as Pilot scored 5 unanswered goals and would not be caught from there, eventually finishing with a 13-6 victory, and to the delight of the capacity crowd, took home the first leg of the gauntlet. The second big final of the season, and the second leg of the gauntlet, was the USPA Gold Cup, and once again, Pilot made their way through to the championship game. This time, their opponents would be Aspen. This was a battle between the two last remaining unbeaten teams in the competition. The game was level at the end of regulation time, and we went into a golden goal extra chukker. After 2 consecutive fouls from Aspen, Facundo Perez was left with a shot from the 60-yard line for glory. The goal was scored, and Pilot had sensationally won the USPA Gold Cup. The second leg of the gauntlet claimed the winner's prize of $125,000 and given themselves a chance of history. Perfection. That was the goal for Pilot as they made their way to the final of the US Open. The match at a packed International Polo Club Palm Beach would be a rematch of the CV Whitney Cup final, and see La Mojitas as the last team standing to try and deny Pilot both the US Open and the $1 million gauntlet prize. Pilot started quickly and raced to a 4-1 lead in the first chukker, and they didn't look back. Pilot hammered home their advantage in the final chukkers, ending with a 12-7 victory. They had taken the US Open Championship crown, $1 million, the largest prize ever in the sport, and made history. 3 tournaments, 1 champion. The ultimate season in the ultimate competition. The biggest prize money in polo, a global audience of over 4 million, the inaugural Gauntlet of Polo champions, 2019, were Pilot.
We just wanted to come out and have a good time and play the best we could. But as it went on, of course, we started thinking about it and trying to play every game the best we could so that we would get here. And it worked out for us. It's a dream come true for all of us, the whole team.
Deep inside of me, I knew that we did. It was a long season for the horses for us, and we've been doing everything great. But if we lost today, it was going to be tough for us. So we had that kind of a little bit of a pressure, but we handled it very well, and the team today played great.
When I first got into it, never rode a horse till I was 49. I got into it. I've been playing for about 10 years. I always wanted to play with Pierre's brothers. And the first time we played last year, just 20 go. The first time we ever played for the 22, the U.S. Open and the Whitney and the Gold Cup. We win everything with the brothers and Colo. I couldn't be any happier.
So congratulations once again to Pilot for their amazing achievement in the gauntlet. A crucial part of world-class polo are the horses, and gauntlet champion Facundo Perez tells us about his favourite mare, Open Canosa.
Well, she's good and she does everything well, but probably her best thing is how fast she turns, and you get into every play very quickly because she's so quickly turning, and she turns before even I realize that I have to turn. So she's great about that. And also she's very explosive, and I like horses that are explosive. From the first 10 meters, she never loses a play. She's probably not the fastest mare running in a big field, but in short paces, she's unbeatable. So that's what I really like about her. She naturally has a very amazing bloodline on her. Chusma was, like I told you, she was an amazing mare playing, and she was an amazing mother too. And on the father side, she has Ilusión, that she was probably a top Ernestina mare breeding so far. So you have everything there, and when you have a horse like that, it's a big advantage for you, for the player. So I'm very lucky to play her.
Stay with us on the Polo Show. After the break, it's the best of the Dubai season. Welcome back. In 2009, Mohammed Al Habtoor founded the Dubai Polo Gold Cup, the highest handicap international polo tournament in the Middle East, as the biggest polo tournament in the region. And Mohammed still loves everything about the great game of polo.
In these days, my relaxing time is going playing polo, really. And even sometime, if I don't have polo, if I finish my work, I will get in the car and just go to the polo fields and just walk with the fields with the team there, the ground team, and look at the grass and look at this. I admire these things. When I go there, even checking the polo field and checking the polo club is part of my business, but it is for me more relaxing, seeing horses, seeing all this green that you don't really see it in Dubai. I mean, where in Dubai you can sit and see how many acres of green that you don't see it here. Building polo fields and polo club in Dubai is not as easy as Europe and America and the US because of the soil, because of the water, because of the whole rain, everything. So we depend all the time on the desalination of water, water treated from sewage, from wells. So it is very challenging to keep everything surviving. But it's a sport that I am sure that one day will be, maybe the area will be the hub of polo, especially now Saudi Arabia. They have established a polo federation, and now they are thinking of building fields and getting so the polo during October to April, maybe to May, will be mainly concentrated in this area. For me, I play now 3 times a week, but because now the tournament are starting, so that might increase maybe to 4 or 5, because there will be maybe 3 times games and maybe 2 times practices. So I like it. For example, today I'm playing in the morning. I remember the last time I played in the morning was 2 years ago, and the best time is in the morning to play. You know, fresh weather, the grass is still fresh and green, and you can smell even the grass.
We start our look back at the action at the Al Habtoor Polo Club and Resort with the Dubai Silver Cup. And after the dust had settled on the qualification matches, it was teams of UAE and Gantut who would contest the final. UAE edged a thrilling encounter. with their side of Her Highness Sheikh Ametha, Alejandro Musillo, Matthias Benoit and Thomas Pinello getting the winning goal with just 1 minute left on the clock in the final chukker. To take home the Dubai Silver Cup, 10 goals to 9. The next big final of the Dubai season was the Gold Cup. And once again, UAE battled their way through to the final, where they faced the team of Al Habtoor Polo in another action-packed matchup. The UAE team powered to their second title of the season. Winning by 10 goals to 8 and added the Dubai Gold Cup to their earlier Silver Cup success.
Luckily we could win today the Gold Cup, and this was probably my best season for far away from my life. We could win the Silver Cup and now the Gold Cup, so I'm really happy. Playing with Ale, Vizcacha and Sheikh Ametha, they are three warriors that we can play against any team. We have a good team. We know that every final is a final. I thought the final in the last chukker we could make a difference, but that was a really good match.
The sport of polo is an adrenaline-fueled ride. It's high risk and spectacular. So how do some of the polo players relax? Kiki Schneider tells us more.
I've been born into a polo family, luckily. So my father is playing since 35 years already, and my brother as well. So I grew up basically in a polo stable, running around there, taking care of the horses, started playing a little bit, and and it's in my life since ever. I'm from Hamburg, so we play polo. There are like a couple of clubs in Hamburg actually. One of the oldest clubs of Europe actually is the Polo Club in Hamburg, and we play there. We have a couple of training fields a little bit further outside, and then just like 2-3 hours further away to the north, we have Sylt Island, is where we are organizing, or where I'm organizing 2 polo tournaments per year. I did a tandem jump, like a skydiving tandem jump on Sylt Island, which is super beautiful because you have an amazing view over the Northern Sea and to Denmark. And I was so fascinated that I wanted to figure out somehow how I can jump by myself. So I went to like a skydiving school and started skydiving. Flying a parachute is a little bit like riding a horse. Like you have, it's definitely both sports are full of speed. Being a girl playing polo is sometimes it was like very hard for me to compete in teams where they're obviously mostly guys, so it's like really hard to ride off a guy on a horse, and you need extremely good horses, I think, from my point of view. And skydiving is just feels so natural because you have everybody's like flying his or her own body, and you can be in a team with guys, and you can definitely do the same jumps and be as controlled and fly as nicely as a guy being a woman. My schedule between polo and jumping is like in the polo season, in the German polo season, I'm more on the horse than under a canopy. And when we have the German winter season and I don't get to play much, I do love to go and travel and go and see different drop zones and to go skydiving. But I try to do both as much as possible. When I go on a horse, it's still fascinating me like so much to, just to take the ball and the mallet and to go out with a horse and to do stick and ball. It's with the speed and the air in your face, and like to have this connection with the horse is something that can never be done in any other sports because I'm like super horse addicted. And it's just so nice to be with the rhythm of the horse and to do some stick and ball or to play in your team. But skydiving, to have this view and like to be up there and actually discover a completely new element is something also uncomparable. So both sports definitely have their own thrill.
Stay with us on the Polo Show. After the break, it's the best of the Thai season. Our next destination is Thailand, where the start of 2019 saw some great action, and the finals of the Thai Open, Thai Masters and Queen's Cup pink polo competitions. The games were all played out against the beautiful backdrop of the Thai Polo and Equestrian Club in Pattaya. The club, the largest in Thailand, was founded by polo enthusiast Harold Link.
People come and they watch everything. So they like the show jumping, they like the polo, they like what they can buy, they like to meet the other people, they like the food, they like to drink, they like the wonderful atmosphere. I mean, this is very close to the second largest city in Thailand. At the same time, you feel you are in the middle of the Argentine Pampa. Yes? It's so beautiful, and you can go up the hills, and so I think we have those feelings. And Thai are always very hospitable, so it's always a jolly and happy atmosphere. That's what we want.
What we have new this year is that we have 2 tournaments, part of the RMPA League in Thailand, taking place in Thailand. Well, it makes sense for everybody that is coming from Malaysia to make it worth it and play 2 tournaments instead of 1.
First up was the Thai Open, and after some close competition, it was La Familia and the Thai polo team who made it through to the finals. The La Familia lineup of Matthias Vial, Agustin Andrade, Mohamed Moyes and Shaikh Reisman going up against the Thai polo foursome of Harold Link, Facundo Fernandez Llorente, Juan Manuel Garcia Grossi and Carlos Pando. A close game saw the Thai team forcing the game into a golden goal extra chukker by levelling the scores with just seconds left on the clock. The final word would go to Matthias Vial, who calmly converted from the penalty spot to give La Familia the victory, 4-3.
It was a great final. I mean, you know, against my very, very close friend, Harold Link. And in fact, the entire tournament, all 4 teams were all amongst friends, and everyone played so well. Anyone could have gone into the final. It's just the luck of the ball, or, you know, the penalties that we got into the final with Thai Polo. But what a final today, huh? Until the last second, we don't know who's going to win. And it was a great final. It was played, I think it was hard polo, fast, and it was good, it was hard, it was good sportsmanship. You know, everyone enjoyed themselves, played fair, played hard, and at the end of the day, you know, we were just lucky to win in the last second.
Next up was the Thai Masters. With 6 teams battling for the title and full of confidence from their Thai Open victory, La Familia once again made their way to the final. This time, they would face the team of 22 BR. The 4th chukker was to prove vital in the game. With La Familia surging ahead and adding 2 goals in less than a minute to effectively end the contest, giving La Familia an unassailable lead. It ended 10 goals to 7.5, with a victory for La Familia, who took their 2nd title of the Thai season. The Thai Polo and Equestrian Club in Pattaya also played host to the Queen's Cup Pink Polo Final, which saw the teams of Thai Polo and 1003 Polo meet in the championship game. The Thai Polo quartet, led by Hazel Jackson and Caroline Link, looked strong from the start, with Hazel Jackson in great form. Thai Polo had scored 14 goals in the 2 rounds of qualification to make it to the final, and were again lethal in front of goal. They pulled away on the scoreboard in the latter chukkers to secure victory 7-3 and take home the Queen's Cup. Another title for star player Hazel Jackson, a great talent at the top of her game.
It's my passion from when I was young, and as soon as I finished studying, I found the first opportunity which I could find, and I went out to New Zealand and I was working with the horses, and and playing as much as I could. There was a very famous lady and one of the best players in the world. Her name was Sunny Hale. She's American and unfortunately she passed away a few years ago. However, she was so inspirational, and for me, her along with Claire Tomlinson and Nina Clarkin, and there's a whole handful of other girls, have completely changed the sport for women. But there's a lot more women on the scene playing high level. They're much more competitive. They've got incredible organisations, so it's nice that we're nice and equal with the men, and we can compete together. And of course, we have the privilege that we can play our ladies' tournaments just by ourselves as well. Basically, within polo, you do need a few horses per player, realistically. Depending on which level you're playing, ideally the more you will need. Obviously, only one horse can play 2 checkers tops. However, in a game, usually I would like to take 5 if I'm playing a 4-checker game. So then I share the workload between the horses. On top of that, we're doing a lot of personal training, and the horses are on a very strict regime. The exercise is, 7 days a week, basically. I mean, it's true, realistically, in most of my finals, I either come up against Nina Clarkin or Leah Salvo. Nina's from England, Leah's from Argentina. So, of course, we have a lot of respect for each other. However, we have so much fun off the field as well. When you usually go to a tournament, you spend a week socialising as well as competing. Just recently, when I went up to 10 goals in Argentina, Nina Clarkin sent me the most incredible message and congratulating me, and on top of that, how proud she was that the 2 10-goalers in the world are from England. The other thing which I find is crazy is that the guys find the women's polo so interesting as well, because it is really competitive, and there are a handful of pretty talented girls in the world now.
That's nearly it for this edition of the Polo Show, but be sure to join us next time when we will be in Italy for the Centobali ISPS Handa Polo Cup, which saw His Royal Highness Prince Harry and a host of polo stars from around the world unite for a great cause. Until then, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time on the Polo Show.